Hi peeps, how we doing? Good, I hope. Right, this video, I've actually put a comment in the video that Keith posted, Letstab59, about what happened in York for Armed Forces Day. Now, I read the article just last week. Total disbelief. First of all is the fact that, it's York, where there's a heavy military presence, has been for ages. Going back to the Roman times and so on. But what I want to mention is about the Pickering War Weekend. Now, this used to be held on the North Yorkshire Moor Railways. Lisa and I used to attend it quite often. Yeah, great weekend, fantastic. All the reenactors up there doing their bit, and then one year we turned up to find out that the German reenactors have basically been banned from the Pickering War Weekend. Now, there was uproar, quite rightly so, there was uproar amongst all the people that regularly used to attend the Pickering War Weekend. But what it transpired, and we found out from the manager of the North Yorkshire Moor Railways, was what had happened is the previous year someone had attended the war weekend and then had raised a complaint about the fact that one of his children had been traumatised by the fact that there were German soldiers wandering around Pickering and around the various areas. Now, if you'd ever been to Pickering or to the war weekend, you would have seen that each station on the North Yorkshire Moor Railway was decked out in various themes. One was in American, Pickering itself was a mixture of the Allied forces. And as you went through, even out to Gotland, which is where Heartbeat was filmed, out there they actually did a commandos display. But on one of the stations, it was the Germans, and it was all managed by the German reenactors, which these guys were fantastic, all decked out in their regalia. There were no swastikas, that was the only thing that they didn't do. But they were dressed in German uniforms, German weapons and so on. But this person had complained. Now, what he complained to was Channel 4, because Channel 4 used to sponsor the war weekend in Pickering, and they actually used to film it. And on the year that the German reenactors had been banned, like I say, those of us that used to attend regularly, kicked off. And as I said to someone, who the hell do they think we fought during the First and Second World Wars? It wasn't Dumbo, it wasn't Mickey Mouse, it was Germans. But this was a child. Now, if it had been someone that had been involved in the war that had complained about having German soldiers wandering around. Now, I know there were quite a few veterans from the Second World War that used to attend the Pickering War Weekend, and there was never an issue. But for someone who has never ever been involved in either the First or Second World Wars to make a complaint about the German reenactors being there, I found that disbelieving. On the Sunday, the closing ceremony was held. We normally have a remembrance parade on the station, and then there's a closing parade. Now, the Sergeant Major that used to be at Pickering War Weekend became a very good friend of mine, ex-para. And the manager came out and explained what had gone on, but he thanked the German reenactors for their time that they'd been there in the previous years, which was great, but it should never have happened in my eyes. But that is the way that this society is becoming. A few years on, we then get the point where Russia then invades Ukraine. And the North Yorkshire Moor Railway decided to cancel the Pickering War Weekend, because of the fact of the war in Ukraine. Now, in my eyes, that event should have carried on, but what they should have done was flown the Ukrainian flag on every single station to show support for the Ukrainians. The Pickering War Weekend no longer happens. It's gone altogether. After the Ukrainian incident, I contacted the North Yorkshire Moor Railways and asked, why has it been stopped? And what they do now is they do a weekend called Through the Ages. So of course the 1940s are there. But I know a lot of the people that used to dress up and go to the Pickering War Weekend, because me and Lisa used to dress up. I went as a spiv and Lisa went as a land girl. But I kept in touch with all these people, and I know that those people no longer attend the Pickering War Weekend. And it's my belief that the amount of money that not only the North Yorkshire Moor Railway has lost, but the village of Pickering has lost, is incredible. But that's our society today. And as Keith has said, so what? Are we now going to ban the freedom of the city for the various units? The next thing, they'll be banning Trooping the Colour. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, that's my take on it. So, as I've always said to you guys, this is my channel. Consider subscribing to it. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine with me. But if you do subscribe to my channel, please drop me a note. Let me know that you subscribed, and I will guarantee you that you will get a response, because that's the way that I am. If you've had the time and the effort to subscribe to my channel, and I know Keith does the same, you'll get a response from us. To all of you out there, sorry for this little bit of a rant, but something like that bores me, really does. And I won't swear, because this is being seen by our children as well, I believe. But to all of you out there, please take care, stay safe, have a lovely time. And as me and Keith always say, let's tab.